Hello everyone, at long last we've reached the end. Welcome to my Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 6 track ratings. So let's go over my track rating categories before we get into it. First of all, we've got layout, the creativity of the design of the track, any shortcuts it has, and obstacles such as enemies. Next is music. Is it catchy? Does it get annoying after you listen to it too much? Fun, is it fun to race on both single player as well as online? And finally, overall is just an average of the aforementioned categories. So let's get into it. We start off with Avanti. I think it is a pretty good layout. I especially love that it has fuzzies and rocky wrenches in it, two enemies you don't usually see in Mario Kart tracks. To my knowledge, rocky wrenches are only also in Airship Fortress, and this is the first time that fuzzies show up as enemies. I love that. I also love the chain jumps in the Coliseum. The city itself is nothing special, but it's got some decent shortcuts that you can take, and I like the gravel road. The music is an 8 out of 10. It feels like a night out at the cafe, which I really like. Fun, 7 out of 10. Again, I do wish that some of the enemy placements were a little bit tougher. It's got unique enemies, but not too much of them. And yeah, it's not as fun as it is laid out, but still a very good track, so I give it an 8 out of 10 overall. DK Mountain from Mario Kart Double Dash is up next, continuing the Acorn Cup, and it's always been one of my favorites. Its layout to me is a 10 out of 10. I absolutely love blasting off onto the cannon, and you see the angry volcano. He's really pissed off this time around. You ride down. I love the new barrels that they added on the ride down, and the ramps are now integrated into the mountain, which is really cool. The highlight is definitely the end, all those steep drifts, and you have to dodge the boulders and then get onto that rickety bridge at the end. Music is 9 out of 10. It fits the jungle vibes. I do think it's not as energetic as some of the other themes in the game, but never grows old on me. Fun, 9 out of 10. Some of those steep drifts can be a little bit annoying. It doesn't feel quite as good as in Mario Kart Double Dash, and I think the half pipes are whatever, but it is still a very fun track. That's why overall it's getting a 9 out of 10. Daisy Circuit from Wii. This is a pretty plain track for Wave 6, but does the job. So, the layout is an 8 out of 10. I love the statue of Luigi dancing with Daisy, both as adults and as babies, and just taking drifts around that is very satisfying. Plus, the shortcut in which you pass through a Piranha Plant cutout is very fun, and I like how at the end you can stay up on the ledge to give yourself an advantage compared to people driving on the road. Its music is an 8 out of 10. It reminds me a bit of Avanti and Paris Promenade. It's like cafe vibes, just sitting out with some friends in the late afternoon. It's quite enjoyable, the music. Fun, 8 out of 10. Nothing that will blow your mind, but I don't get bored of it in single player or in online. That's why overall it's an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 sweep for this track. And finally, ending the cup is Piranha Plant Cove from Mario Kart Tour. So its layout is a 9 out of 10. I love the Sunken City Atlantis vibes that this track has. I think the name's a bit of a misnomer because it's barely got any piranha plants in it. But I love the moray eels, the clams that you don't see too often outside of Daisy Cruiser and like Cheep Cheep Lagoon. Thwomps also underwater is pretty cool. It definitely has a lot of unique obstacles and some shortcuts, especially at the end. Music is a 7 out of 10. It's a little bit boring to me and does get a bit repetitive after you've listened to it a few times. Fun, 7 out of 10. Although I do like the layout, I think it could have had a bit more shortcuts and does go on for a little bit too long. Overall, it's getting an 8 out of 10 from me. Moving on to the Spiny Cup, the final cup of the Booster Course Pass. And it's not the best beginning, sadly. Madrid Drive is whatever to me. Its layout is a 7 out of 10. I like the Wiggler sleeping in the square, the museum you drive through, and that Goomba shoe soccer field at the end. But other than that, it's a very samey city track. It doesn't distinguish itself too much from the others. The music is the best part of the track. It's classic Spanish vibes like maracas. That's what it reminds me of. Fun 7 out of 10. Again, the Wiggler and especially the soccer field at the end do it for me because the rest of the track is a little bit on the plain side. That's why overall it's getting a 7 out of 10. Rosalina's Ice World from Mario Kart 7. This was an unexpected pick, definitely the curveball of Wave 6. And I'm okay that we got it. I know a lot of people aren't too high on this track, but I think it's pretty fun for a snow theme track. Its layout is an 8 out of 10. I appreciate the new shortcut that they added at the end, because that end was a little bit boring in 7. I also really like the cave section with all of the boost panels, and how the ice melts away with each lap. Its music is an 8 out of 10. It's a very unique song. I can't think of another track that has a song like that, and does feel like it would be one of those mellower galaxies from Super Mario Galaxy 1 or 2. Fun 8 out of 10. I do like the new shortcut they added once again, and adds to the end of the track. I think the half pipes also add to that section. It's not an amazing track, but it gets the job done. So once again, it's all 8 out of 10s to give an 8 out of 10 overall. The second to last track is Bowser Castle 3 from the Super Nintendo, and what a penultimate track it is. Its layout is a 9 out of 10. I absolutely love what they did with the track. It's the best Super Nintendo remake we have ever had. I do wish it had a little bit more enemies, but I like the flumps they have in the dry piranhas, and the anti-gravity makes racing on this track very fun. Music 10 out of 10. It continues the rock theme of Bowser Castle tracks, and I think that is very fitting. Fun 10 out of 10. I have a lot of fun in this track online. It can be really crazy at the end if you get just the right jump off the flump. So overall it's a 10 out of 10 for me. And we're ending with Wii Rainbow Road. I think everyone expected this track to be last, and they were right. Its layout is a 10 out of 10. I love all of the dash panels on this track. They've got the star outlines on them, which really adds to this space vibe, to the Super Mario Galaxy vibe. And those two circles in the middle of the track, those are amazing to trick off of, especially if you've got like a mushroom. And I love the cannon as well. It's a throwback to Double Dashes. I think Double Dashes does that idea a little bit better, but still really well done in Wii. And at the way end the road, it forks into 2 once you take the half pipe, which is satisfying if you get the faster path at the end. Its music is a 10 out of 10 and is very energetic. It just makes you so triumphant when you win. You feel so good. And even in losses, you can be comforted that, yeah, you listen to this amazing song along the way. It's fun, it's a 10 out of 10. I love all of the dash panels once again, the cannon, the little detail of you descending in fire below if you fall off the track. Absolutely amazing time, and gets a 10 out of 10 to close off the booster course pass. Thank you everyone for watching my rating videos across this past year and a half or so, and I will have a ranking of all 96 tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so please look forward to it when that comes out. Thank you everyone.